I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. Yeah.
Hey you guys, Shay here. Thank you for stopping by my channel. So, as promised, here we are with these tips and tricks video. Of course, there will be way more to come, but right now, let's just get into it. So, I'm just gonna show you guys and give you guys an idea of different ways that you can use your crochet needle, basically. Like right now, let me just show you what I'm doing. I'm gonna make a regular one-sided knotless knot with this. Is there a name to it? What I'm doing? No. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Have I seen anybody else do it? No. But that don't mean there ain't people out there that do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just how I do it. Like I always tell you guys, there's no right or wrong way to use a crochet needle when you're installing your hair. You just want to be sure that it's safe for your hair. But that braiding pattern can be used in so many different ways. It's just insane. So right there, I'm just securing the knot. We're not going into details about securing knots. Why? Because we have a video on that. It came out last week. Y'all go check it out if you don't know how to secure your knots. But once you have that, that one-sided knotless secured, I'm going to show you different things you can do with it. So say for instance, you just wanted a middle part, and that next side over here where I'm pointing, you don't need any hair there, right? Because you're going to have hair on the next cornrow. So let's just take our needle, put it underneath the cornrow, and when you bring it out, bring it through the braid, if that makes sense. Underneath to go in the middle of the braid to come out. Grab the other leg of hair that's over there just doing nothing really, and we're going to pull it through. What that does is eliminate you needing double the hair, basically. Because, if you were going to do a regular knot and a regular install, then it's going to take another strand of hair, right? So essentially you're cutting down on 50% of the hair that you use, so that way your install is not so big. So let's take it a step further. Let's say you do need a part on the other side. Maybe you want a middle part and then you want a little side part and you need a double-sided knotless. Okay, well, let's do that. There's different ways you can do a double-sided knotless, but this is the way that I usually do it. Put the needle back underneath and go back through the braid. Grab one piece of that leg, you're just using half of it, and pull it through. And then with the other leg that we just pulled through a minute ago, we're going to do the same thing with it. Underneath the braid, through the braid, and pull it through. And so there you have a very secure double-sided knotless. Now you can take your shaver or whatever technique you use to create your static at the root, whatever you do it. Okay. And I'm holding my hand weird because I'm trying not to block the view of the camera, but this is not necessarily how I use my needle. Now I love using a brush. Side note, y'all, don't come for me. Yes, my brush is dirty. I've been wearing a puff all week and I've been using it to put my edge control on, so it's got edge control on the brush. Okay, let's just keep it real. I could have cleaned it, I didn't, whatever. Okay, but I love using a brush like that versus a back comb. I mean, back comb is a good technique too, is whatever, but I prefer a brush. It just get the job done quicker for me. But as you see, don't worry about the edge control up there. But as you see, it's rooting right now. You feel me? It's rooting. Now tell me that ain't coming from the scalp. Tell me it ain't. Okay? So that's the easy way to do it. I'm going to show you another way, just using a regular knot and not a one-sided knotless knot. This is a tongue twister, y'all. I kid y'all not. But I'm trying my best. So we're going to do a regular crochet knot like we usually do. like you would do in the back, because sometimes that's all you can do. Sometimes your hair don't, sometimes your hand don't go that way. And I understand it. Sometimes your hand just don't go that way, especially when you're doing it yourself. So that's all right. We'll stick to the basics. We'll use that regular crochet knot. We still gonna secure it. We're gonna always secure our knots. Always, always, always. If you don't know how to secure your knots, what we just said, y'all, we got a video that came out last week. Y'all go check it out. And it also shows you how to take it out if you're worried about it. And shows you how easy it is to take it out after you secured it. So y'all go see that video. But anyway, secure the knot, and then I'm gonna show you what you can do to make it knotless. Okay? Just keep watching. Now we just gonna take one leg, and we're gonna again go underneath the braid, but when we come out, we're gonna be in the middle of our braid. And we're gonna take some of that hair, and we're gonna pull it through. And let me just note right here, you can, if you're doing a double-sided, then of course you're going to go to the other side of the cornrow, put it underneath, pull the hair through. Or if you want just one side of it to be knotless, then go right beside the original strand of hair and pull it right beside it, just like we did with the knotless. Okay, see, so there we go. We got a double-sided knotless. We ain't have to do the other methods or whatever that a lot of people are saying are more difficult. And I understand, especially if you don't have a mannequin to practice on, you trying to do this on top of your head and you can't see what's in front of you. Sometimes it's just harder to do it those other ways. So I just want it to be known there are several different ways to skin a cat, as we say down here in Alabama. So yeah. Okay, so let me show you I think two other things, but right there, like of course we would tease it, trim it, tease it or whatever to create the static, but I'm not gonna keep doing that. We know how to do that. Everybody got their own method to that. If you want a video specifically on that, which I think I got one, but if you want another one, let me know and I'll do it. But for the sake of time, we just gonna move on to the next part. So let's see, like we down here, we're at the perimeter, right? This is part of your perimeter braid at your ear. You can use this method on the side and down in the nape. So, and I've showed this before specifically, I know, on some of my installs, but I'm gonna show y'all just for the sake of it for this video, so we ain't gotta be going to fish for it, you feel me? So we're going to pull that hair through, and we're going to make a one-sided knotless knot, and then we're going to secure it. And it's so simple. All I'm going to do is put that needle underneath the braid and pull it through the middle of the braid. You can go all the way under if you want to, but For me, it's just more secure. It just feels better. I don't know how to explain it. It just feels more secure when it's through the braid. I always try to go through the braid when I can because it adds extra security, especially when the hair is soft. Okay, so as you see, there you go. Like, so you got your one-sided knotless. Now the thing is, the reason why I like this is because you don't necessarily need hair on the other side of that braid unless you're trying to create more volume. And then if that's the case, go ahead. But we all know one of the main concerns when it comes to crochet hair is it gets big really, really quick, right? So this stops it from getting so big because you're not going down the road adding strand after strand after strand after strand to fill in that perimeter. Because of course in the middle, you know, in the back, we can have gaps. Who's going to see that? But when it comes to your perimeter, you want to make sure that the braid is completely covered. And if it's not completely covered, then it's not going to be a good illusion. And so therefore people keep adding hair, you know, more hair, strands. And they'll even tell you some of the artists I see out here, and they're talented. They are extremely talented. They are. But you see, they'll put in there, hey, if you don't like big hair, then this might not be for you. And that's because that's why, because they're trying to cover up the braid. But if you use this method, you're using half of the hair. That's 50% of the hair that you're not going to have to use. Okay, so let's talk about the back of the head. Now, right here, you can't really tell because it's a mannequin head for one, and for two, she got a whole lot of hair. I've kind of did a, what they call a beehive in the back of her head. That's the most common thing to use. One tip is you don't have to put the needle underneath each braid because those braids in the back can get fairly large, and if you're wrapping knots on top of it, it can make the install bigger and it gives what I call helmet head. So you don't have to do that all the time. Also, you can pull that hair once you've secured it in the back. You can pull it wherever you need it. Now, you can't necessarily say that for short hair, but if it's medium to longer installs, you can absolutely do that. So let me just show you. Now, the only time I would say that you would need to take the needle and put it completely underneath the braid instead of going through it is if you're trying to secure a leg of a braid pattern. I hope that makes sense. Say for instance, right here, you can see that one of those braids, that second one on top, is a little looser than the other one, and that's because it's a tail. It's not actually braided, you see. So of course you don't want to attach hair to just that. You want to take that needle, take it through one that's secure, right underneath a braid somewhere, and then put it through the braid that's loose and use that hair to secure that braid in place. Okay, you can just do a regular crochet knot, and then of course you want to secure it, and then after you secure it, you can put that hair wherever you want it, and I'm going to show you in just a second. In this example, I'm going to take it and I'm going to pull it towards the top because we are of course going to need hair to cover up the crown of the install. So I'll show you that. So see, now that it's secure and that braid is secure, I'm going to go in at the top where I want the hair to come out at. I'm going to go through those braids to get to that hair, and I'm going to pull it through. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other leg. And then I'm going to tease it, well, shave it, tease it, and you'll see it's going to give scalp. It's going to be rooting. I don't know why that's amusing to me. Like, I feel like that's what it was. Last time I did an install and I did my illusion and it just came out perfection. Like, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a little something I had to drink. I don't know, the creative, maybe it was a sativa, girl, you know, who fucking knows. But like it just gave for me, and I was like, oh my god, these roots is rooting, because like it just felt like it was coming out my scalp, like it was in my head, and all of a sudden I just remember being born with all of that hair. But anyway, so yeah, I'm creating the illusion, and you see, like, it doesn't matter where that hair came from. It's knotted all the way in the back. We just brought it back up, and we're gonna tease it, and baby, it's rooting. It's rooting. That's coming out her scalp right now. She grew that. The mannequin. She did. You see? And you can do that all the way around and create an illusion. Just like that. And then you just go through the back of the install. That shit could be so patchy. It can be as patchy as you need it to be. You feel me? Like, however patchy it needs to be. It don't matter. Because you just don't want the install to be so big. But anyway, that's all I had to share with y'all today. Of course, we're going to get into way more videos very, very soon. Let me know what y'all want to see. If y'all seeing something specific in one of my install videos and you're like, hey, can you break that down? Let me know. Just give me the time stamp of, you know, what it was, and I'll do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much. Please share this with a friend, a family member, a co-worker, somebody. Send me somewhere, y'all. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.
To myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. No, just me and the fam, few